Hello and welcome to Gaming Like It's 1979. We're going to continue our Let's Play of 1987's The Fool's Errand, the classic Mac puzzle game. Not much remembered, I think, by mainstream game history, but extremely influential in the puzzle game genre. What I wanted to do today... What puzzle is the Emperor? Oh, this was the word search where we only had one to go, and I spent 10... Oh, there it is. Okay, good. We'll finish that one. What I wanted to do today was maybe do a puzzle that I started in the first video and skipped because I knew it was going to take a lot of time. And since this is the Extended Dance Remix Let's Play, where the whole reason you're watching is to watch me struggle through some of these games, I figure we can spend that time today. And if I recall correctly, it was actually the very first game that you encounter, which is this card game. So let's see. I'm going to choose begin again. We're going to start from scratch. So the basic idea behind the game is you can see one card. The computer apparently can also see one of your cards, but not this card in the lower left. And you're trying to make pairs and triples. And the pairs and triples all have themes. So for example, there's something called the astral pair or the astral triple, which would be like sun, moon, and star would be an astral triple. Triples are worth more points than pairs. And then certain of these pairs and triples beat others of these pairs and triples. I'll be frank, I don't remember the ranking fully, which maybe is putting me in a bad position here. So to start here, looking at what we see, I think, if I recall correctly, there is a pair or triple called the dark pair, which is all of the kind of ominous tarot cards. So I have the devil and the old man. We can see they have death. And I think the High Priestess is one of the dark cards. So since I'm going first, I'm going to take the High Priestess card and hope that that, one, creates a pair for me, and two, denies the old man the ability to form that pair. And that did indeed work. 72 points, and now we know, and if we really cared we would write it down, that the dark pair beats the lucky pair. And now we also know that Fool and the Hangman are part of the lucky grouping. Okay, so we see the Hangman up there. You can see I have the Hierophant and Justice. Hermit feels like it, both Hermit and Magician feel like they could be part of that lucky group, but I'm going to take Hermit. Okay, so it obviously must have been a group because he yielded. When you yield a turn, you lose points, but your opponent doesn't gain any. Hierophant, Magician. Well, again, I'm going to take the moon here. I see he has an Empress. There's a royal pair or triplet, which would be Empress, Emperor, and I don't know who else. Let's grab the Fool. So again, this must have been a lucky triplet, I think, then, because he's yielding. Emperor, Hermit, Temperance. Oh, I don't think I have anything here, and I don't think any of these guys go with the Devil. So I'll just take Temperance. Okay, so the Hermit is part of the royal grouping. I don't know, I don't remember if cards can be part of more than one grouping, but knowing Cliff Johnson, the answer is probably yes. So I don't think any of these form anything. I'm going to take the Fool. Just, you know what, I'm going to take the Fool of the World. Take the world. Death beats the world. Okay, probably Fool would have been a better choice. Oh well. Judgment, High Priestess, Tower. I think Tower is a dark card. It was not. So Magician would have been the right move to take there, probably. Sun, tower. Strength and chariot feel like they go together for me. But the Wheel of Fortune, that's got to be a lucky card, right? So I'm going to take the Wheel of Fortune basically to deny it to him. Mortal pair. Ooh, we got a dark pair here, and we see the world. Well, I guess we already know that tower is not a dark card, but I'm going to take it anyway. Okay, so here I'm going to play a purely defensive move. I'm going to take, I'm going to take the star card. So here we have a purely defensive move. I'm going to take the star just so that he can't take it. Still beat me, but he only got 9 points. All right. Oh, so this one, I don't know what's going to happen here. We're both going to get pairs, astral pairs, and then it'll probably come down to our whole card. So I'm going to take the world. He yielded. I don't know if pairs can have rankings themselves. All right. Magician, Fool. Low pair, the Fool and the Chariot. Who knows? Okay, so yeah, there's that Hangman Chariot mortal pair. Beat his Magician. I think every pair beats every single card and every triple beats every pair. Pretty sure that's true. So this, is this a mortal or a royal pair? Well, Judgment and Justice feel like they gotta go together, so I'm going to take that. Well, it looks like Temperance and Judgment also go together, so they got a council pair, and we had a mortal pair, and the council pair was worth more. Okay, I'm just going to take the star. Doesn't help us. Well, we got a pair, but he had a sun card in the hole. Ooh. This is an interesting one because we're both showing a royal. I can't remember if the Hierophant was a royal or not. I guess it must have been. Lucky pair I'm losing. Now I am officially behind. I keep wanting the tower to be a pair, to be a dark card, but it is not. So Hermit and Strength are immortal. Okay. So that one's interesting. This feels like a mistaken play here because both of my cards were visible. And he still let me win. I don't know why that would be. Okay, for the Fool and the Magician is a high pair. I've taken the lead again. Here I can get a royal pair, right? I think Wheel of Fortune and Magician are lucky. Let's see what happens. Oh, he had the high pair. He had the Fool in the hole. So this is the frustrating thing, is the thing you're matching is in your visible card, he can just be yielding over and over again. He does lose points for it, but it's not the best. Devil beats world. Okay, well, that's depressing. Okay, so now we're seeing there's a dark card exposed for him, so I'm going to take that. So here I've got the lucky pair, or the high pair. So the question is, does dark or astral? Well, let's see what happens. That won. Great. So we're at 400 points. We need to get to 666. Ooh. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder if that... So I'm just clicking on the canvas here, and it makes that flickering go. I wonder if that flickering has any meaning. Again, I wouldn't think it would, but stranger things have happened in Cliff Johnson games. All right, I'm going to take the Chariot as a mortal. World is a good one to take, isn't it? Oh. Mortal pair beats Emperor. All right. So I think Hierophant and Hermit. No, Hermit is a royal card. So I'm going to take that to get that pair. We're at 500 points. This is not good. I don't feel like any of this is useful. I'm going to take the Fool. Didn't matter. Still won. We're about 100 points away from winning or losing. I'm going to take the Magician because I think that's the highest card. No. Oh. He had the pair, so we weren't going to win that one. Fool, the Devil, the Tower. None of these are royal. I'm going to take the Sun just because it's part of the story. The beginning of this story in the Fool's Errand is the Fool encounters the Sun, right? So, seems relevant. I feel like I should take Death and the Lovers just because. So I'm going to do it. Death beats Magician. That's good to know. It also doesn't feel like there's any system to which cards beat which cards. Like, I don't think you could say lower tarots beat higher tarots by number or anything like that. Wheel of Fortune and the Hangman are lucky, right? Let's do that. Okay, we are... Hey, I'm there. That's... I guess I need to beat over 666. Okay. All right. We won the game. Well, that took less time than I thought it would, I have to say. And now we started to continue our way down these Section 1 puzzles. Oh, and the interesting thing, so as I said, that's the first puzzle you encounter in the game, and I skipped it, more or less. If you follow that path, then it kind of makes a little more story. The story makes a little more sense. You know, it's not the best story in the world, if I'm honest. But let's go to the Sun's map here. So was one of those things the first step in the puzzle? Where's the Sun? There's the Sun. So the Sun, yikes. Just put the Sun up here. I'm sure that's wrong. That's the very first step in the puzzle. The Wheel of Fortune was the first thing, a wooden wheel mounted along an old tree stump. Probably that, I'm guessing. Right. So we do have enough tiles that we could try to putting together this map, but I also feel like it's probably premature. All right, let's continue on with the puzzles. We'll come back to this. So the story of the game is the four kings have declared a truce, and one of the land's lost treasures will be returned. The fool is looking for 14 treasures, so he's pretty depressed. Oh, this is another maze. I think this one... So if you recall our last maze, you'd go a certain distance away and a wind would blow you to another location in the maze. Super frustrating, right? This one is a maze with a similar gimmick, but it's a little less frustrating. So as you walk along the maze, you walk along. And basically at random, seemingly, it seems random, but it's not. At certain points in the maze, when you take a step, a door slams shut. So if I recall correctly, the gimmick here, once again, spoilers for a 40-year-old game, is you just deliberately walk to dead ends. And if you do that religiously, you'll make it through the game. You'll make it through the maze, excuse me. So here we have a choice. Go for the dead end. Likewise here. There we go. So this maze, once you recognize the gimmick, you can actually finish it relatively quickly, I believe. That feels like actually that's a trap. So it is possible to move backwards. It's good to know. Right. This feels like another trap. No, that is moving us forward. Okay. And these things only open one way. That's interesting to know. Well, now we got a problem. So we clearly need to get down to this lower corner here. Got a problem. I'm definitely moving backwards here. Well, maybe that's okay. And door slam shut. Well, I said this one was easier, but here we are, and I am struggling a bit. Looks like this is the only way to progress. How can I get down to that lower quadrant? This really feels like it just... Well, that doesn't go backwards, does it? Okay, so that's still forward, and that's shut right there. So it's really this square, specifically, we need to get to. Probably that's a door that opens. No, I was hoping that that somehow took us back. And then right there, that's... Yeah, I'm definitely moving backwards here. So given that I've gone all the way here, right? This would be the only way to get here. No, but I can't trust the maze because it feels like maybe this, if I could get here, that might be a door that opens up, right? Damn it. Oh, what just happened there? Was I there before? I was. I feel like I must be missing something very obvious. Oh, wait, I'm there. I don't know why I couldn't get there before. Not sure. Oh, okay, so that was a mistake. Now watch, I'm not going to be able to repeat that. Okay, I think that's why. I think I didn't think of that little door that I just went through. As an actual passageway, but it was. Alright, so this time, instead of going into that dead end, we're going to go here. There we go. Hey, alright. And now we traveled further up the road and saw 3 pyramids to the west. The center one inscribed with an H. And there's our 3 pyramids to the west. Oh, and here is a word search. All right, well, let's do this one. That's what it's all about, right? Doing these puzzles. As I said, for all of these extended dance remix videos, I'm going to keep them to less than an hour, basically, until I start getting bored each day. So maybe more like 45 minutes. We'll see. So this is vegetables. We're going to scan this time. Right? Cabbage, celery, parsnip. One of my favorite vegetables, parsnips. Highly underrated. We should use fewer carrots and more parsnips, as far as I'm concerned. Love them. Don't know why I love them. They have a certain earthy flavor that I really enjoy. It's kind of like a carrot that got involved with a turnip. It's kind of how parsnips taste to me. Radish. Now that I have some crosswords, I find that it is actually harder for me to read them. Leek. Another great underused vegetable, in my opinion. Asparagus. Potato. Everyone seems to love potatoes. Eggplant, another, was one of the first words we found. Another one of my favorite underused vegetables. Is parsley really a vegetable? It's an herb, isn't it? Beans. Broccoli. Artichoke. An overrated vegetable, artichoke is. I feel like beets should be on here somewhere. Lettuce. Lentil. So after our first pass, we only have 2 left. Okay, let's do what I'm going to do is I don't want to, again, I could always edit it. I'm going to spend the time here, and if I really am just staring at the screen for 20 minutes, I'll just edit that out. Sorry. cucumber. So that one I actually just looked for a big black area with no gray, hoping that I would stumble upon a word, and sure enough I did. So applying the same logic to this region here. Only one left. And I don't remember seeing beet. I feel like beet might be the one that I'm missing. Oh, turnip. Yay. All right. Bad yam. So again, this is one where the puzzle connects to the story that comes after it. Oh, and it's one of these. I'm going to try to not say my least favorite puzzle because I feel like I say that about everything. All right, we're just going to click them all. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nothing happened with that first one, so it probably transforms. Okay, so the first one reverses things. Let's double check, double check that. Yes. That adds an N to the beginning. Okay, so the fifth one adds an N. This adds an E and a U. An E to the beginning and a U to the end. This adds a space and a G to the beginning. What happens if we do that? Nothing. That adds an N to the beginning. Right, 4, 1. So we always end up with the same letters, don't we? There's no transformations here. No letters change. They just move. So that makes this slightly easier. And we're starting with W. And our other letters are E and N. So W, un doesn't make sense. So that E has to end up next to that W. Right? But if we're going to reverse it, new is a word, but when is not. So is there a way to get So I remember at this point what the phrase was. Which I'm spoiling, so I'm going to say it. It's new, N-E-W-G-N-U. But even knowing that, I'm having a little trouble understanding how I can get that G in the right place and how I can get that E, N-E-W in the right place. Because I only have one swap that I know of, right? Right, so there's our new, but I'm gonna at some point right, do that. And also the space comes after the G, which means if I want it to be new, GNU, NEW first, then that G has to be added after, before I reverse it. In fact, doesn't that imply it needs to be the very first move? Right? And then swap. And now... No. So I say 3, swap. 3, 1, 4. Right, and I end up with 2 N's in front. So I'm missing an N. So after we do that, yeah, see, if I do that, then we end up with that space. Am I thinking backwards? Oh, I see. So now I've got that. Now I swap. And then I think it's... Yes. Whew. That's a great example where, I mean, at least for me, that puzzle was hard even though I knew what the answer was going to be. Use the clues shown in the picture to find the correct letters and enter these into the blank boxes. My gut says this is another move the mouse around one, which I hate, but maybe I'm wrong. So the clues in the pictures could be the number of I'm going to move my mouse around a lot. Okay. There is a rat there. There's a pennant. There's a couple of wands or sticks. We could spell R-A-T here. Do bug? Rat bug? No. At this point, I'm pretty much brute forcing this. Oh, and this is Ivy. Again, if you're super impressed with how my gigantic brain, I'll keep saying this. I played this 40 years ago. I remember some of the puzzles. I didn't remember that one offhand, but it refreshes your memory gets refreshed as you play through. And that is not a dead end, but you can see we we've solved most of the puzzles here. So let's go here to the farmer. I don't remember what the farmer is. This is a jigsaw puzzle. So I feel like these longer ones are sort of key because you know that they must belong to a certain area. Longer, excuse me, taller. What can we spell with all this? Right. I think I see this one. Right, I got it. And again, I'm absolutely remembering what the answer was. Sorry. Probably less interesting to watch someone solve puzzles that way. I apologize. But that's what I got. I am here at the Queen's request. And again, that phrase that we just typed shows up in the next bit of story. It's a nice, I like that. The more I play the game, the more I enjoy that little bit of threading he's doing. There we go. It's a word scramble. We can change anything to be happy or show remorse. To show remorse is sorry, and to be happy is to be merry. A color and a royal hat. A brown crown. Do these rhyme? Seek a swift feather, a quick quill. This feels very much like a Will Short's, the puzzle game he plays on NPR every week. One is content and one is astray. A misbliss. To frown with a sound. There's a G there. Growl. Growl scowl. Look for value and direction. North is a direction. And worth. Both haunt the night. Well, ghost has got to be one of them, right? A ghost and a ghoul. One is an ache and one is a number. 3 looks like the most obvious number we could spell. 3 and a throb. Cold and still chill. Cold and motionless. R-O-I. Raw. Stained glass windows, each in the shape of a circle. Oh, and so this is one, I mean, I was talking about how they connected, here's one where it's connecting on both ends, presumably. I presume the story is going to connect the other way as well. Where here we are in a church, looking at a stained glass window. I like these. I really enjoy how chill they are. And I'm sure that there's some people who would view them as not real puzzles, or, not hardcore enough, but I really dig it. I think the pacing, as I said in the last episode, the pacing of having a brain burner and then having something a little more chill really works for me. I wonder if some of the Masonic symbolism in the game freaks out crazy people. I know that that's a thing that happens to certain folks. There, right? Now I need a head. There we go. Is that it? No, that's the wrong leg. I'm messing things up here. Oh, there we go. That one. No. All right, so that's the right bit sorted. We're working on the left here. Oops. Boy, this is, okay, so all of the shaded ones are clearly on the bottom. I should have seen that earlier. That looks funny. That must be wrong. I don't know. I think that big fat head goes over here? No. It was awfully funny looking. Let's see. Yeah, must be. No, that can't be right. So clearly, actually, maybe this whole assemblage. No, because I know that. Oh, what did I just do? I'm perhaps foolishly confident in this upper left part, but okay, that might be wrong. Got a three-legged monster here. So I think this is not correct, what I've done here. That looks equally weird. Okay, that looks correct. And so now, if I get the posts correct, there we go. Yes, and so here's a reference to MYR. So this story actually connects on both ends, and most of them probably do, and I just haven't called it out. How are we doing on time? I think we can go a little longer. Oh, wow. Use the clues shown in the picture to find the correct letters. Yeah, I don't get it. There's a lamp. There's a gate, but it's an awful lot of letters. Are there any commonalities to these letters? There are small ones, there are large ones. They're in different patterns. There are 23 letters on screen and 3 boxes, and there are 26 letters in the alphabet. So, what letters don't we see? We don't see F, G, H. H is there, I. I don't like this one. I think this is another one where I probably spent hours on that one. And the lack of interaction is part of, right? I think some of these puzzles work. There's a sweet spot for interaction. Where there's too much interaction, like the High Priestess puzzle, that's just annoying. When there's no interaction, then it feels totally static, and that previous one, there's no clue that you're on the right or wrong track. And I found that frustrating. Ooh. No. This might be the end. This one might break me. So remember what I said about interaction and how I wanted some? This is the game punishing me for saying that I wanted some interaction. So this one is basically a big thing where you move the mouse very slowly, trying to follow this curly path. And if you, here, I'll do it now that I'm off it. If you miss, it will slip back if you move the mouse too quickly. And there's no clue, there's no like trick to this that I'm aware of to make it pause. Like it'll just, right there, it just snaps back. Well, I'll do one attempt here to see if I can make this puzzle go away forever by solving it, if solve is the right word for what I'm doing here. Yeah. And this one overstays its welcome. Like, it's not hard to figure out what you need to do. I think anyone would get it. Again, the question I always ask for these puzzles is it fun? But, once again, this is part of what made the game memorable in 1987. And it is, to be fair, taking this newfangled device, the mouse. So people had been using mouses in a widespread way at this point for only 3 years. And it wasn't very widespread because most people were not buying Macs in 1987, right? They were, I don't even remember what year Windows 1.0 came out. But most people who used computers were using DOS, right? And they weren't using DOS with mice in 1987. My memory is that mice became a standard part of the DOS toolkit by maybe 1989 or 90. If you were in college, probably your computer labs had mice, but the wider world was not mousing until the 90s, really. Okay, we're going to do it. Oh my gosh. Behold the second key of Thoth. I haven't even seen the first key of Thoth because I skipped it. And for those of you with epilepsy, I apologize. I think the deal here is to click on the gray squares. 1, 2, 3, 4. We'll come back to that. Okay, I'm reaching the end of today's stream. We're gonna go for maybe 10 more minutes. Did I do this one? Oh, that just shows us the key of Thoth. And I should know that because it's filled in. And so these are filled in because these puzzles are going to be relevant later. Go back here. All right, so what have we got? Perch. Oh, these are going to be fish. Minnow. Sardine, my favorite small fish. I love sardines. Goldfish. Gulf fish, maybe. Can we smell anything there? Probably ship. Halibut. No ship. The ocean is calm, yet no ship approaches, he uttered gravely. Oh, yay. My favorite. Okay, how do you solve a cryptogram? Well, always start with the single letters, always going to be A or I in English. I don't know, I would love to hear from our foreign language viewers, if we have any. Are cryptograms like a puzzle that you solve in your language, and what are the rules? What are the heuristics you use? So in English, the two heuristics that you really rely on for a simple substitution cipher is you look at for the single letter words, which are A and I. That's it. And then you look at the three-letter words, and there's a lot more three-letter words possible, but and the appear a lot in English. And then you have a smattering of two-letter words. Those you kind of have to start figuring out from context. But I'm just going to take a guess here. The other thing we look for is doubled letters. A lot of English words have two letters. One thing I see here is words that start and end with the same letter. And there is, of course, a key here that I completely have been ignoring. Well, let's do that. We'll do the key first. H is A. W is T. Where's a W? Twat. G is N. S is L. Okay, so this is an I after all. I think this is alas and has. No ship, remember? It connects to the previous puzzle. So that's an example of where if you come back and do this later, you may forget the context. They just gave us the words no ship as the solution, the meta solution to the previous puzzle. They appear in this one. No ship has landed upon probably your shore. Alas, I do, he sighed. Your knight says that no ship has landed upon your shore. Okay, I think this, I'm going to make this the last puzzle and then call it. Oh, it's going to be a tough one. So the eye is given. Can't move that. There's no word that I know of that ends in IW. This can be either oil or lie. We can't have both because that's got to be at either the beginning or the end. All right. So where are we before we end our third episode? We've got a lot of the sun's map revealed. A question that is weighing heavily on me is what am I going to do about the High Priestess puzzle? So, just to refresh your memory, the High Priestess puzzle is this epilepsy-inducing monstrosity. I just don't think it's fun to watch someone solve this. I don't know, man. Maybe I'll record it and do a separate episode just for the High Priestess puzzle. There, we're down to 90. And then I can make it its own episode of if you really want to watch someone click a flashy thing for 10 minutes, we can do that. I think the other problem is that it's kind of an end-game thing. If I recall correctly, when you get to the end of it, isn't there a thing? Well, I guess we'll find out. Okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to break this video. This video is going to end, and then I'm going to probably immediately post the next part. I won't make people wait for it. And it's going to start with me saying, don't watch this. This is the High Priestess video. But if you really want to, you could watch it. All right. This has been Gaming Like It's 1979. Thanks for watching.